Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ana Dialogue, the dialogue on analog music reproduction. As you may recall, a few weeks ago, I presented on this channel a video dedicated to injection molding, green vinyl records, a completely new process. If you're interested, clearly go and take a look. Here is a link to that video. You're going to have some details. But unfortunately, I must say that a few of those details were incorrect. My bad. Yup, a few aspects were not precise. So in this video, instead, we are going to do some clarifications. And we are going to do this with the owner of Green Vinyl Records, Harm Theunisse, who is also the co-owner of Simcom. Let's see if our guest is here. There you are. Hello, Harm. Welcome.
How are you doing, Guido?
Very well, thank you. Thank you so much for this interview, for being here with us today, and having the patience for all the mistakes I said in the other video.
It's okay.
So I'm glad we can correct things for people.
Yeah,
Since there's a lot of interest. There's a lot of interest in this.
I understand. Because it's new, people don't know everything, and you hear gossips and things from the world. Also, I read it in your comments. I thought, let's have a chat together so
Perfect.
I can clear things up.
Here we are. So tell us, who are you? What do you do in Green Vinyl Records?
Okay, I'm originally the owner from Simcom, and Simcom is we are providing chemicals, spare parts, UV bulbs, everything around CD manufacturing. So I am not manufacturing one CD, but I know the CD and DVD lines inside, outside, different brands, different stuff. So my customers are replicators that make CDs, and they are in contact with labels and with artists. So we sold a lot of secondhand machines for CD, DVD 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I traveled all around the world. But now, like the last 10 years, people start asking, Harm, do you have secondhand vinyl machines? And I thought, one vinyl machine, whatever. Two, who cares? After 5, I start thinking, what business is this? Because, as we know, CD comes from vinyl manufacturing. You know, the stampers are the same. You know, it's round, it turns. CD. Yeah, really, that's really the similarity to
I bet.
many changes. So then I start looking to some vinyl factories. I thought, wow, this is going back in the 1960s. Because this can be way more productive, way faster, way different. And that's how this idea of green vinyl records started. Yeah, grew up.
Great. Fantastic. So let's jump in immediately. So this video is not going to be too long on the mistakes or things that just need a little more details. For example, a fundamental aspect, actually, which I said completely wrong: labels. Labels don't bubble up. Are not made of a paper. What's the news there?
Okay, I got here an example laying. This is digital printing. Direct printing on it. So it's no paper. You can almost put your records in a dishwasher. But you understand what I'm saying? So the label won't peel off. But it's direct printing. And why we did that? Because if you digitalize it, people love serial numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can put QR codes on there, barcodes. So
Cool.
logistics behind it, and also you can start the next one from the first series from 1 to 500, and the next series you type in 501, so you can keep the serial trackings, everything on. So yeah, digitalization of the labels is a very hard process of the printer. It took us now 3 years, but it really starts to run, and it has to go constantly. Yeah, it must be an operator must be able to run it. So yeah, we are in production process, as I told you, from CD, so we know where it can go wrong. So you try to avoid those areas where it can go wrong.
That's a good school. And you think these labels will go ahead in time, will last long?
Yeah, I put them in. I really cut out on an old record, and I put them at home in my dishwasher. and I washed it for days, and it didn't peel off. Nothing.
Good testing. Okay.
Yeah, you have to do it the hard way. So, yeah, sometimes the really rough way works the best.
Fantastic. Okay. Another point that I was incorrect is the energy saving percentage, which I believe you put things better slowly because it was 65, but now it's all the way up. You were telling me?
Yeah, the thing is this: with old-fashioned vinyl, they're
Hmm.
using steam. They got a big boiler, and they inject for 8 or 10 seconds a lot of steam into the mold, and then they're cooling it down for another 15, 20 minutes, depends of the 140 or 180 grams. So you're going up from 140 Celsius, 160 to 15. And then you do that in a cycle of every time, of every 25, 30 seconds, cycle time of the machine. We don't use a boiler. We keep our mold stable because of the material that is different. We will later discuss that. Uh, we
That's
keep
very good.
we keep the temperature, so we're not got a temperature a machine that goes up in temperature and down. So the energy consumption is very low because I don't have a boiler. That's one thing, and my machine is fully electric. I don't have an hydraulic pump, and with the pressing they have a hydraulic pump, and because the oil goes fast with a lot of pressure, it heats up and you have to cool down the the oil. So the energy consumption is most because of heating and cooling, and we keep it stable at a lower temperature. And because I didn't want to preach to my own church, so I hired a company that is on the environmental stuff. They measure everything. So it was a
Okay.
third party that
That's good.
looked at my whole process and they certificated me. It's not me. I already knew it, but of course, I don't want to speak my own story. So I hired somebody
Good
and
job.
they did this, and it works very well.
And you were telling me it's around 95%, right?
Yeah, it's
90, 95?
we prefer to speak in kilowatts. We changed
Okay.
our mentality a little bit. It's 0.2 kilowatt hour per record, and average for a pressing for we do 180 grams is 180 grams with old fashioned is 2.8. So do the math. So then you
Wow.
come around 90%. Yeah, that's what we're
And
at.
if you
In the
multiply
beginning, we
that,
said 70 because we thought 70, but then measuring is knowing, is knowledge. This the English is expression. And then we said we were even flabbergasted about that.
well, I bet. I mean, if you multiply that for the thousands and thousands of records you're going to make in the future, that's incredible. I mean, that is truly green,
Yeah,
since a lot of people were criticizing that there is this aspect. We can't
true.
deny it.
Yeah,
Or
true.
can't
And
deny it.
now with the war going on, and with Russia and Ukraine, and energy is a big problem.
Do you think this is going to impact on the cost of each record? I know
Uh,
you're not selling directly records.
no, I'm selling it through labels, etc., etc. In the future, yes, it can affect the cost. Yes, right now we still have development. Yeah, sometimes it's ridiculous. I know what a record will cost, and there's a lot of layers in between. But the people with the lowest margins are the manufacturers most of the time, and but you need the content. So the thing is, yeah, manufacturing costs can go down because energy is lower, materials lower, the employment, labor is you need less labor, etc., etc. So that can be lower, yes. So
Okay.
and that has to go into the amount of percentages.
When we had our little chat, you also showed me how the press works a little bit, and you were very proud that the time, the amount of seconds to make a specific record was pretty good, was very low.
Yes, a normal record amount for 180 grams is around 34 seconds, 30 to 34. 140 grams is 23, 24 to 28. And we are doing a 180 grams record in less than 20 seconds, 19 points. I put myself a limit. maximum 20 for 180.
Nice. 180.
So the 180 is thicker, so you need more cooling.
Yes.
So all our records are 180
That's
because they
also
feel
something
more
very good.
rigid. Yeah, they're not that flexible, so you have more product in your hand.
I forgot to underline the thing we said before of the heating. I just want to underline once again the importance of that, because you said that you have a stable warmth, a stable
Yes,
heat, let's say, temperature of
yeah,
the creation of vinyl. Which that's fundamental to do optimal presses and be have a continuity. I mean, be
yes.
consistent throughout the
That's.
production.
I'm sorry, but I'm CD minded, and this is I put the CD. I re-engineered the vinyl back to CD specifications. Also, our stampers, yeah, they are exactly the same. You don't have to change the stylus at home. Nothing. It's
Very
all the
cool.
same. Also, the stampers are made the same. Everything is the same. Only ours are perfectly flat. So they are in CD specification,
Great.
less tolerances. Because otherwise, here's my tool with my roller there in the back. You can't operate it. I of course I can have some margins, but everything has to be more precise.
Mm.
But if the process in front is okay, then a potato in is a potato out. That's what they say.
Yes, indeed. Another aspect that I wasn't very sure and I gave not precise information is the compound, which you were telling me it's only PET, polyethylene terephthalate, because I said only polyethylene and people killed me. Polyethylene terephthalate. Is that
Yes.
correct?
It's a PET. Yes, it's a PET version.
Okay.
There's no PVC. There's no polycarbonate. There's no styrene. What people are telling,
No, no,
it's
no.
PET. It's from the family where we do. Everybody knows PET from the drinking bottles. Now that family, it's where it's in.
Okay. And is there a reason why you choose that? I mean, it's
Oh, yeah,
great.
yeah, for sure. There is a reason because you guys want a 180 grams. PVC, the density to PET is very close.
Hmm.
So the weight is the same almost. Yeah, yeah, I can make it thicker. It feels the same. That's exactly what pressing factories also do. Then you have the scratchability. Our record you can play 400 times, not 50 to 70, 400 times. Yeah,
And it's the same.
yeah. Before you start to hear degradation.
Okay.
Yeah?
That's
The
good.
other thing is price, because I have to compete to PVC. So I cannot have a compound that's 5, 6 times more expensive because then people will say it's too expensive.
Of course.
Everybody wants green, but if they have to pay for it, it becomes well a lot of times a different story. So
True,
we
true.
want to be in the same range. That's why our records are the same price. Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Only you're getting the less energy and the PET version.
Yeah, and I probably there's also something else that you can't tell us. I believe your secret ingredients to make the
Yeah, it's
record.
of course, but
It's normal.
our
It's
own
normal.
compound
No,
version.
well, of course, of course. Okay, so I mean, it's not softer, it's not harder than vinyl.
You
It's
had
it's
them in your
very
hand.
similar.
You got
Yeah,
one?
I
Yeah,
I think it's identical. I think it's
yeah.
identical. Absolutely. Okay. No, no, I
It's
just
flat. It's not like a UFO because it's of the mold. But before you had the backlights, old ones, they were also flat. They also had a flat edge.
yes, true.
So people are, yeah, it's not round. Yeah. Before they didn't have a flat edge. And now you know if you have a flat edge, you know you got a green vinyl records, a GVR records. So
Yeah.
no, yeah. And we also the inside we can our stampers. Some of them we engrave them with laser. It's even the logo in the lead out. You see our
Aha.
logo there.
Nice. I have to check that out. Um, Someone was asking about the static electricity. I couldn't find that much. I mean, like a normal
Oh,
record,
listen,
maybe less.
it's static electricity PVC. You have it with injection molding. You also have
It's
it.
plastic,
Of
obviously.
course,
So
you will always have it. I'm not going to deny it,
no, no,
but
of
that's going
course.
to put if you put a lot on top of each other. Yeah,
Okay,
that's. But if you have one, nothing will happen to you.
okay. No, That came up a few times, so I wanted to ask that. Okay. Um, a very important aspect, one of the most important, because I closed the video saying, who knows what takes place in the molds? Because you were explaining to me that have the same identical process as vinyl records, and you have a stamper, only that you put the stamper in the mold, right?
Yes,
You
we're
were
putting
telling.
the stamper in the mold, and with the old fashioned, you put the PVC like the hockey puck, and you squeeze it. So we inject it through the inner hole, yes, and then later we cut out the inner hole while the mold is still closed. Yeah, but we fully inject it. We don't need to trim. We inject it till the edge, so we don't have the waste on the outside. We only have 1 gram of waste or something like that.
Not bad. And you are sure that it's going more inside the grooves of the
Because
stamper.
our material is more warm,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Aha.
hotter. Yeah, it's not 140. We go into 300. So the
Okay.
melt is very soft. Yeah.
But not
So
too soft.
yeah, you go into the groove and then we cool it down with our
Aha.
stable molds because the
Okay.
stampers are attached to a mold and the mold is cooling down the record through the stamper.
Now I see. Now I understand. Thank you.
It's a little bit the same as what pressing does. Only pressing they heat it up and cool it down all the time, but they do almost the same.
Yep. And how many LPs are you doing per stamper, more or less?
Yeah, I think I did 500,000 right now, on and off. But even sometimes my machine can run standalone overnight.
No, but for each stamper. I mean,
Oh, well,
for
each
each
stamper.
record.
Oh, the stamper. We can do over 5,000 pieces per stamper.
Okay.
So a regular pressing can do 1,800, 2,000. We can do over 5,000. Why is that? Because we don't put so much force. And you have the hockey puck. It's like a wax. You squeeze it, and they are deforming the groove to the outside. We go in, it goes straight into the groove. So we're not deforming.
I see. And I believe you compared the grooves from the first ones and the last ones.
Yeah.
So is
My,
there
my sound
much
engineer
difference?
hears hardly anything. He says,
That's good.
but it's because of the process.
It's more gentle.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. So something else that came out came out in the comments reasonably a lot of times. If you have any idea of the lifespan of green vinyl records, of PET records, do you think how
Yeah.
much? I know it's very difficult
Yeah,
to
the
say
thing
something like
is,
that.
it's a very difficult question. I think, like, we can play it 400 times, as I told you, but
Yeah.
yeah, but that's because I have a guy that has a sound engineer in Grammys and everything, but and he has some Edisons, but also production wise, yeah, it's hard to change for people. I understand that, but the world is changing. 30 years, nobody had a cell phone. Yeah, nobody had a
Yeah,
cell
that's
phone,
true.
and that was only for businessmen. And right now, everybody's walking around with it. And yeah, if we want to do it cleaner, then we should try to get the energy cost
Mm,
waste lower. And yeah, the plastic is more.
that's
It has
true.
no chlorides, yeah, which is better for the environment and also for the workers in the factory. So yeah, people have to accept it, but artists are starting to ask for it.
Yeah,
Because
I know.
I'm going to the Making Vinyl show next week in Harlem, and the subject is environmental.
There's going to be a lot of people. I saw the website. I didn't know anything about it. You told me about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Very nice.
it's a
Very interesting.
manufacturing one. It's a manufacturing, but if you see, you have the all. Everybody's talking about green, how green they are, and what kind they have a different PVC and etc. etc. Because yeah,
Um, do you know more or less if you have? I'm sure you do. How many records were you doing? Were you stamping in the beginning and now currently? How much did you grow in these years? I believe.
in the beginning, yeah, it was very slow,
Of
and it
course.
ramps up, and sometimes we're extremely busy. Of course, we had the holidays. Yeah, everybody was a little bit slower. Yeah, because of COVID, all the warehouses are fully packed. All the labels have. We want 1,000 records. You know what? Make it 2,000. because that's why the lead times were so big. Yeah. Right now the lead times are already shrinking again. So we feel that too. It's going up and down. It's a wave, but we see that people want more the greener aspect. So it goes up.
Do you roughly know how many you've stamped, like for example, this year, more or less? I know it's difficult numbers.
Sorry, I don't know the numbers out of my name, but I made over 500,000 discs already, and just by myself.
That wow. Now that's a good index already. Is there a market already in the U.S.? Is it starting? Is it
Yeah,
already started?
US. We just bought a new second machine because
Mm,
I got a company Simcon also in the US, and Green Vinyl
okay,
also has now a company in the US. So we're gonna do a machine in the US, and we're gonna build this machine and even make it more easier because this was a development machine that became a production machine. And in the beginning, you needed an engineer. Afterwards, you need a technician, and now you need an operator. And that's how it should be. So, because of the experience of this, we can copy it to an easier machine.
nice, great.
So
Um,
we can do over a million discs with one machine per
that's
year.
good. Wow,
If you calculate 24/7, 275 days per year around.
quite good. Congratulations.
So and you can run with one operator almost two machines. So
How many machines do you have there?
right now we only have one. We only have
Okay.
one machine because we are working on the printer, and that starts to be better and better. And that thing runs now. I can do long runs because without without interference into the process because I don't want to interfere. I want to run 500 pieces in this machine. I start, and 500 pieces later, the machine stops automatically. That's how I'm going to run the machine. And then because I don't want to, because the label gives a lot of logistics problems in the
I
factory
bet. I bet.
because it's the old money paper. You know, like a little bit like the dollars. US.
Hmm.
That's it's a special ink it has no
Okay.
because of the oils because it will create water streaks. So I didn't want that because you have to order them and then 2 weeks later you have them. Then you have to dry them, etc. I don't want that. I just say okay, and if there's something wrong, I can make another 10. So suppose with the paper ones, with the old fashioned, you have an order of 500 pieces. Then you order 550 pieces of side A, 550 of side B. Then you start pressing. Suppose you run the machine runs very good. You only need 510 discs. Then you can throw 40 labels away from A and 40 from B. But now you have to order from 500, and you're ordering 550 pieces of paper, and then your machine runs bad or having problems, and then
Yeah.
suddenly you need 600 labels because you need your 500 discs, but you're making a lot of scrap. Then you cannot finish your order. Then you have to order the labels again, dry them again, take the order out. It takes 2 3 weeks before you can finish the order. So I want to make the process faster. Yeah,
Of course.
yeah, for the people who work with it, but also for the customer.
I forgot to ask you something before in relation to the production. Do you stamp one side and then the other and then put them together
No,
or not?
one
No,
shot,
one shot.
one
Okay.
shot, two sides. Then
Because
when
it
I
looked
print,
like one single piece, but a lot
yeah,
of people were saying no, they're glued together. No.
no. It's if you see, there's one information on that side, there's one information on that side
Wait.
for the mold. And inject the plastic against it, and it forms automatically. Yeah, and then it goes into the printer. And maybe you saw some movies. Maybe you can later use them. Yeah, and then you will see the record will go into the printer. It prints one side. It comes back. It flips. It prints
Aha.
the other side. It goes up, and then the other one goes in, and then it picks up the good one.
Perfect. Thank you for explaining that.
So it's all in the same cycle time of 20 seconds.
Good. Better. Better. So we've reached the end. Do you have any future projects? Something you want to share with us? I don't know.
Yeah, we're working on splatter discs to see if that is going
Oh,
to work.
someone asked that also.
Yeah, and also fully automated. I don't want
Nice.
the hand thing, and that's why they're so bloody expensive because of that. And we're thinking about maybe biodegradable plastics, but
Slowly.
yeah,
Okay. One thing at a
I
time.
only have two hands, you know.
No, no. Well, of course. Congratulations. Truly, Harm. I mean, it's a lot of work and a lot of passion
Yeah,
also.
it was a lot of effort. Of course, we've had years that we didn't make any progress, and yeah, that's innovation. But yeah, you saw when you called me before. We cannot run the machine now, otherwise this interview you would hear
Yes.
nothing. But yeah, this machine runs and runs and runs and runs and runs.
Yeah, it's incredible. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I want you to come by to Holland and see the machine.
Absolutely. I'm close in the end. It's an hour flight. So
I
one
know.
day, absolutely. We'll do that. We'll do that. I'm interested. Well, guys, thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Please leave your comments. I'm sure Harm or through me, we will answer further questions if you have them. I hope everything now is clear with Green Vinyl Records. Thank you again for watching. And remember that music is born
Th-
analog.
Thank you for your
Ciao.
time. Bye bye.
Thank you. Ciao, Harm. Grazie.
Yeah.
Well, guys, if you're enjoying my videos and you're enjoying my channel, please consider to subscribe by clicking the black and white logo here below. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll never miss an episode and you will become a true member of the analog community.